In this episode 49 here of Discontinued, I was trying to think what the episode was. We're going to be talking about Mountain Dew Solar Flare. Now, Mountain Dew Solar Flare was a 7-Eleven exclusive from 2014, and it's still present at some 7-Eleven locations, but many locations have converted the Solar Flare over to either Code Red or some other PepsiCo product. Now, Mountain Dew Solar Flare was kind of a Mountain Dew that I really wanted to try. Unfortunately, we don't have 7-Elevens around here. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my hat. I'm trying to put the Carhartt logo so it actually shows. I actually should invest in getting a Mountain Dew snow hat. Anyway, so Mountain Dew Solar Flare was first introduced in 2014, and it's still kind of technically still, it's not discontinued totally, but you can consider it discontinued because not every 7-Eleven has it, and just very few. I think there's only maybe there might be 2 or 3 7-Elevens that actually still technically have it, but most 7-Elevens don't have it anymore. So I would consider it discontinued. Now, Mountain Dew Solar Flare was a Mountain Dew favorite that many of my YouTube friends, my Mountain Dew brothers, if you would say, that's what we call each other, including Avery Heaney, Lego Guile 1, and Cell Phones Rock. Also, as well as the David Zone and the Robbie Zone, among other friends who've tried Mountain Dew Solar Flare. They said it was really good. Now, Mountain Dew Solar Flare, like I said, was a tropical punch Mountain Dew that was first available in 2014, and it's still technically available, although, like I said, most 7-Elevens don't have it anymore, so I would consider it discontinued at this point. Now, it was also available in Canada from 2015 to 2016, and the Philippines from 2016 to 2017. Like I said, there's very few 7-Elevens that actually technically still have it, so you would basically consider it discontinued. Now, this is a Mountain Dew, like I said, that I really wanted to try. Unfortunately, I was never able to try because for probably 500 plus miles around, we don't have a 7-Eleven. There might be one that might be like in but they don't have Solar Flare. And at the time Solar Flare was out, we didn't have any 7-Elevens anywhere near me. But now we do have one, I think in Messina, or past Messina or something. But that's still like 100 plus miles away or so. So there's no 7-Eleven that's actually close to me. Although 7-Eleven has bought a lot of Sunoco, not restaurants, Sunoco gas stations. However, none of the Sunocos around me have converted to 7-Elevens also as well. Even if they did, they wouldn't have Solar Flare because Solar Flare is basically discontinued. Like I said, Solar Flare is basically the past. And like I said, there's very few 7-Elevens that actually have Solar Flare left. There may be like 2 or 3 in the whole entire world that actually has 7-Eleven, or actually has Solar Flare left. So, Solar Flare is basically discontinued, but if you think about it, Solar Flare was kind of like, if you consider Typhoon similar to it, or Mountain Dew Overdrive, which is a Casey's gas station exclusive. So, I guess you would consider maybe some of the other fruit punch choices. Now, it was really similar to another discontinued Mountain Dew flavor that I'm also going to be talking about that also I wasn't able to try, called Mountain Dew Southern Shock. The Mountain Dew Southern Shock was available at Bojangles restaurants. Although that is also discontinued, and although that's another video coming up, like tomorrow, I believe. I'll do that video. Anyway, Mountain Dew Solar Flare discontinued, basically. You can call it not discontinued, but it's basically discontinued. It's not at every 7-Eleven like it used to be. Actually, it wasn't really at every 7-Eleven, that's the thing. It was always like at very few 7-Elevens, even from the start. It was, I think it was like maybe like an agreement or something. Maybe they might have had a disagreement or something, but it was always at very few 7-Elevens from the start. So it's not like it was always available at every 7-Eleven. Now I remember Avery going to Alex and Avery and Sam always going to 7-Elevens on videos, and sometimes they weren't able to find Solar Flare because it was always either out of stock or the 7-Eleven didn't have it. So sometimes they weren't able to find Solar Flare, but sometimes they were able to find Solar Flare. I think there was a 7-Eleven down in Massachusetts that they would frequent that actually always had it, basically. But I don't think they even have it anymore either. But like I said, Solar Flare, you can consider it discontinued because it's not even available as well as it was before. Anyway, this is episode 49 here of Discontinued, Mountain Solar Flare.